Walk into any British supermarket and you are being quietly fleeced, not by accident, by design. The lighting, the layout, the multi-buys that aren't really deals, all of it engineered to empty your wallet a pound at a time. But there are cracks in the system. Loopholes the big four would rather you never found. Number 19 on this list worked so well that one supermarket quietly changed its app to stop people using it. And number 3? Most families could halve their meat bill and never taste the difference. None of these are actually illegal, they just feel like cheating. So before we start, hit that subscribe button, because once you see how the trick works, you cannot unsee it. Let us count down the 25 bulk buy loopholes that quietly cut your food bill by 60%. Number 25. The little price you never read. On every shelf edge in Britain, tucked in the corner of the label in tiny grey print, sits the price per unit. Per 100 grams, per litre, per kilo. Supermarkets are legally required to show it, but they print it small for a reason, because the moment you start reading it, the whole game falls apart. That value 500-gram bag of pasta at 95 pence works out dearer per kilo than the boring 3-kilo sack on the bottom shelf. The branded ketchup in the fancy bottle costs 3 times the squeezy own brand once you do the maths. Train your eye to drop to that corner number and ignore everything else. The color, the now only flash, the bigger font. A fortnight of reading the small print and you will never pay headline price again. Number 24. Live in the frozen aisle. There is a snobbery in this country about fresh, and the supermarkets bank on it. But a kilo of frozen peas costs about a third of the fresh ones, lasts 6 months instead of 3 days, and was frozen within hours of picking, so it often holds more vitamins than the fresh veg that spent a week in transit. Frozen spinach, frozen berries, frozen diced onion, frozen herbs in little cubes, all of it cheaper, none of it rotting in the bottom of your fridge. The real loophole is waste. The average British family bins around 60 pounds of food a month, most of it fresh produce gone slimy. Move half your shop to the freezer aisle and that 60 pounds simply stops disappearing. You are not buying less, you are throwing away less. Number 23. Shop where the world shops. Walk past the supermarket spice rack with its 3 little jars for £2 each and head instead to your nearest Asian, Polish or Turkish grocer. That same cumin, those same chilies, that bag of basmati, a fraction of the price and often better quality. A 5-kilo sack of rice for the cost of a 1-kilo box at Tesco. Spices sold in proper bags, not thimble-sized jars priced like saffron. Lentils, chickpeas, tinned tomatoes, oil in catering tins. These shops exist on volume and thin margins, the opposite of a supermarket's model. Your nan's generation called it the corner shop. Today it is the international grocer 2 streets over. The food is the same. The markup is gone. Most Britons drive past these places every day, never realizing they are walking past half their grocery bill. Number 22. Buy the whole bird. A supermarket whole chicken costs around £4. The same chicken sold as 2 breasts, 2 thighs, 2 drumsticks, and wings in separate packets. Closer to 12. You are paying £8 for someone to do 30 seconds of knife work. Learn to joint a chicken. There are 100 videos showing you how. And one bird becomes 2 breasts for a stir-fry, thighs for a curry, drumsticks for the kids, and a carcass that goes straight in the pot for stock. That stock becomes soup, which is another meal entirely. 1 £4 chicken stretched across 3 or 4 dinners. Your grandmother never bought a chicken breast in her life, because the idea of paying triple for a butcher to dismember a bird would have struck her as madness. She was right. Number 21. Loose, not packed. Here is a quiet little swindle. That pre-packed bag of 6 apples or that net of onions is almost always dearer per kilo than the loose ones sitting right beside it. And you cannot pick what you get. You take the bruised one hidden at the back. Buy loose and you control the weight, the quality and the quantity. Need 2 onions, not 5? Take 2. The packaging is not free. You are paying for the plastic and the convenience of someone else weighing it. Loose produce also lets you dodge the trap of buying more than you will use, which means less rotting in the drawer. Small per item, but across a year of shopping, it is real money. The supermarkets put the packed version at eye level and the loose version low down for exactly this reason. Number 20. The Wonky box. Somewhere in this country, perfectly good carrots are rejected for being slightly bent. Curved cucumbers, knobbly potatoes, two-legged parsnips, all turned away by supermarket beauty standards and headed for waste. Companies like Oddbox and the supermarket's own Wonky ranges sell this misfit veg at up to 40% less than the pretty stuff. It tastes identical. It cooks identical. The only difference is it would not win a beauty contest, and you are about to chop it into a stew where nobody can tell. A weekly Wonky box of seasonal veg lands on the doorstep, costs a fraction of the picked-over supermarket shelf, and forces a bit of creativity into your cooking. Cheaper food and a clear conscience. The only people who lose are the marketers who decided a wonky carrot was somehow worth less. Number 19. The reduced section clock. Every supermarket marks down food that is near its date, and every supermarket does it at a predictable time. This is the loophole that got so popular one chain quietly tweaked its app to hide the timings. Learn your local store's rhythm. Many do a first round of yellow stickers late morning, then a deeper cut in the last hour or two before close, when a £4 joint can drop to under £1. The staff would rather sell it for pennies than bin it. Turn up at the right moment with a cool bag, sweep the trolley of marked down meat, fish and bread, and take it all home to the freezer. Date on the label means nothing once it is frozen solid. People queue for this now. Get there 10 minutes before the markdown, and you will be first to the trolley. Number 18. The card price con used in reverse. Club card prices, nectar prices, the little members-only flashes. Supermarkets have turned loyalty cards into a two-tier pricing system where non-members are openly charged more. It is almost insulting. So flip it. Never shop those stores without the card scanned. Ever. The card is free, takes 2 minutes to set up, and the difference on a full trolley can be £10 or £15. Stack the points too. They convert into money off, sometimes doubled against days out or restaurants. The clever bit is to only buy the card price items you genuinely need, not let the discount lure you into things you don't. But treating the member's price as the real price and the shelf price as a tax on the lazy is exactly the mindset they don't want you to have. Number 17. Magic bags after dark. First pattern break. Here is where it gets cheeky. Apps like Too Good To Go let bakeries, cafes and supermarkets sell off their unsold end-of-day food in a magic bag for £2 or £3. Food that would otherwise be thrown in the bin at closing. You don't choose what is inside. That is the trade. But a £3 bakery bag might hold 15 pounds of bread, pastries and rolls, all of which freeze beautifully. Bread straight into the freezer, toasted from frozen whenever you want it. Olio does the same thing for free, neighbours and shops giving away surplus rather than waste it. The food was destined for the skip. You are not taking it from anyone. You are standing between perfectly good food and a bin lorry, and paying a fraction of its worth to do it. Number 16. The dried pulse mountain. A tin of chickpeas costs around 70 pence and is mostly water you are paying to transport. A kilo of dried chickpeas costs about £1.50 and makes the equivalent of 7 or 8 tins. The maths is almost rude. Dried lentils, split peas, kidney beans, butter beans, bought in big bags, they cost pennies a portion and last for years in a jar. Yes, they need soaking and a longer cook, but a slow cooker does that while you sleep, and a quarter teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda in the water softens them in half the time. A trick straight from your grandmother's pot. Pulses bulk out any stew, mince or curry, stretching expensive meat across more plates. The whole of Britain ran on this before tins arrived and the savings never went away. Number 15. Buy the baker's bag. Walk into a supermarket and flour comes in dinky little 1.5 kilo bags. Walk into a cash and carry or look online and flour comes in 16 kilo catering sacks for not much more. If you bake at all, bread, pizza, cakes, batter for toad in the hole, this changes everything. Same with oats, sugar, oil and pasta. The catering size is built for cafes and chip shops, but nobody stops you buying it. A 16-kilo sack of strong bread flour kept dry in a bin turns homemade loaves into something that costs a few pence each instead of £1.40 from the bakery aisle. The supermarket sells you small because small is where the margin hides. Buy at the scale a small business buys, and you pay what a small business pays. Number 14. Stockpile the long life. UHT milk, tinned tomatoes, beans, pasta, rice, oil, anything with a shelf life measured in months should be bought when it crashes to its lowest price, not when you happen to run out. This is the whole secret of bulk buying. Never pay full price for a cupboard staple again. Watch for the deep multi-buys, the clearance, the seasonal dips, and when tinned tomatoes drop to 30 pence by 20, they will keep for a year and you will use every one. The supermarket relies on you topping up at random, paying whatever the price is that day. A stocked cupboard means you only ever buy staples on your terms at the price you chose. It takes a little space and a little planning, and it quietly removes the entire category of panic top-up shop from your life. Number 13. The butcher's freezer pack. Independent butchers, the ones still hanging on, almost all sell a freezer pack, and they rarely advertise it loudly. £20 or £30 for a box stuffed with mince, sausages, chops, chicken, and a joint, enough to fill a family freezer for weeks. Per kilo, it undercuts the supermarket and the meat is better, often local, properly hung. The butcher would rather sell you a big box at a keen price than watch you drift off to Asda, so ask. Many will build a custom pack around what you actually cook. This is the old high street fighting back, and it works because it cuts out the supermarket's enormous overhead. One trip, one box, a month of dinners sorted, and you have kept a proper butcher in business while paying less than the shrink-wrapped tray would have cost. Number 12. The whole fish. A salmon fillet is dear. A whole salmon or a whole sea bass, mackerel or trout costs far less per kilo, and the fishmonger will gut and fillet it for free if you ask nicely. You get the fillets you wanted plus the head and bones, which make a stock richer than anything in a carton. Mackerel especially is one of the cheapest, healthiest things in the sea, sold whole for pennies compared to the polished fillets in plastic. Frozen fish counts here too. A bag of frozen white fish fillets costs a fraction of the fresh fish counter and works identically in a pie or a curry. Britain is an island surrounded by fish, and somehow we pay through the nose for it, because we have been taught to buy it pre-cut, pre-skinned, and pre-marked up. Number 11. The cash and carry. Booker, Costco's trade side, your local catering wholesaler. These places exist to supply cafes, chip shops, and corner shops, and many will let an ordinary member of the public in, sometimes with nothing more than a business name or a friend's trade card. Inside, everything is sold at the price a business pays. Catering tins, sacks, multi-packs, drums of oil, trays of eggs. The markup that sits between wholesale and your supermarket shelf simply isn't there. You need to buy big and you need somewhere to store it, so it suits a large family or a few households clubbing together. But for the staples you burn through, oil, rice, flour, tinned goods, cleaning bits, walking through a cash and carry door is like stepping behind the curtain and seeing what the supermarket actually paid. Number 10. The short-dated clearance trade. Second pattern break. Controversy incoming because this one makes people nervous, and it shouldn't. Websites like Approved Food and the various clearance outlets sell perfectly good food that is near, at, or just past its best before date, at up to 70% off. Now here is what the supermarkets do not shout about. Best before is a quality date, not a safety one. Dried pasta, tinned goods, cereal, biscuits, sauces. These are fine for months, often years past that date. They do not become dangerous. They might eventually become slightly less crisp. Use by is the one that matters for safety, and that is a different thing entirely. A whole industry quietly mops up this surplus stock and sells it on for coppers. You can fill a box with branded cupboard staples for the price of a single supermarket shop. All of it good, all of it real, all of it written off by someone else. Number 9. The membership maths. Costco and the warehouse clubs charge a yearly fee to walk through the door, and that fee puts a lot of people off before they have done the sum. But the sum is simple. If the membership costs around £35 a year and a single bulk shop saves you more than that, it has paid for itself by lunchtime on day one. Inside, the packs are enormous, and the prices per unit are brutal in your favor. Meat, cheese, kitchen roll, coffee, nappies, tinned goods. The trick is to only buy what you will actually use and to split the giant packs with family or neighbors. 3 households sharing one membership and one trolley is the loophole within the loophole. The fee is a filter designed to keep the casual shopper out. Once you are in, the prices are the prices a business pays. Number 8. Subscribe and forget. Online, on Amazon and the supermarket sites, there is a subscribe and save option that most people scroll straight past. Set a staple to arrive every month or two. Coffee, nappies, washing tablets, tinned goods, pet food, and the price drops, sometimes by 15% or more, simply for committing to the order. The deeper saving is behavioral. You stop nipping to the shop for one item and coming home with 12, which is the single most expensive habit in British grocery shopping. Those just popping out for milk trips that turn into a £40 basket are where budgets quietly die. Lock your predictable staples into a subscription, have them land on the mat, and you remove a dozen impulse trips a month. You can cancel any time, so there is no trap. Only a lower price for buying the way you were going to buy anyway. Number 7. Get paid to shop. Apps like Shopmium, Checkout Smart, and Green Gin do something that sounds too good to be true. They pay you cashback for buying specific items, sometimes the entire cost back, occasionally more than you paid. Brands fund it to get their products tried. You buy the item, snap the receipt, and the money lands back in your account a few days later. Stack it with a yellow sticker reduction and a loyalty card price on the same product, and you can walk out having been paid to take food home. It takes a few seconds at the till and the discipline to only chase items you would buy anyway. Most Britons never download these because it sounds like a faff, but for 10 minutes a week, the cashback adds up to a proper monthly sum. Free money the supermarket and the brand are openly offering that almost nobody bothers to collect. Number 6. Cook once, eat 5 times. Bulk buying is only half the loophole. The other half is batch cooking. Buy the big bag of mince, the cash and carry tin of tomatoes, the sack of onions, and turn it into an enormous pot of bolognese, chili, or curry in one go. Then portion it into tubs and freeze. You have just made 15 meals for the gas and effort of 1, and the cost per portion collapses. A single afternoon at the stove fills the freezer with ready dinners that beat any ready meal on price, salt, and taste. This is the engine that makes every other tip on this list pay off. The bulk ingredient is cheap, but the cooked, frozen, portioned meal is where the 60% actually lands. Your nan did this without a freezer, topping up the same stew pot for days. You have a freezer. Use it ruthlessly. Number 5. Catch the glut. Food is cheapest when there is too much of it. British strawberries crash in price in June. Apples and squash pile up in autumn. Tomatoes glut in late summer. Buy heavily when something is in season and dirt cheap, then preserve the surplus, freeze the berries, stew and freeze the apples, roast and freeze the tomatoes into a sauce. You are buying at the bottom of the price curve and eating it in the depths of winter when the same thing costs 3 times as much. Allotment gluts, farm gate honesty boxes, and pick your own farms take it further still, where a few pounds fills the boot. This is the oldest food wisdom in the country, the entire reason jam, chutney, and the chest freezer exist. Eat with the seasons when it is cheap, store it, and ignore the season when it is dear. Number 4. Reduced meat, straight to the freezer. Third pattern break. This is the simplest one and quietly the most powerful. Walk the meat and fish chiller at the right hour. Sweep up everything wearing a yellow sticker, and the moment you get home, freeze it. The date on the label is a use by, but freezing stops the clock dead. Meat reduced to clear today is perfectly safe frozen tonight and eaten next month. A joint that started at £12 and dropped to £2, a tray of chicken thighs for 50 pence, salmon fillets for £1, all of it goes solid and waits for you. Build your week's meals around whatever the freezer holds rather than deciding first and paying full price to match. This single habit, done consistently, can take a meat bill that was the biggest line on your shop and shrink it by more than half. Number 3. Buy half the animal. Here is the one I promised. Go direct to a farm or a farm shop and buy a meat box, a quarter or half a pig, lamb or cow, butchered to your spec and delivered frozen. It sounds extreme until you see the price. Often 30 to 50% below the supermarket per kilo for meat that is local, traceable and properly raised. You get the lot, the prime cuts and the cheap ones, the mince, the chops, the bones for stock. And because you paid one wholesale price, even the expensive cuts cost you butcher's block money. You need a freezer with room and a bit of nerve, but families who do this slash the single most expensive part of their food bill in one purchase. This is how the whole country ate before the supermarket got between the farm and your plate, and the saving never went anywhere. It just got hidden. Number 2. Decant and disguise. The supermarkets have learned that you will pay more for small, pretty and portioned, so they sell you cereal in a box that is half air and snacks in single-serve packets at triple the rate. The loophole is to buy the biggest version of everything and break it down yourself at home. The big bag of crisps split into tubs, the catering box of cereal poured into jars, the 2-kilo block of cheese cut and frozen in portions, the huge bag of coffee decanted into a nice tin on the counter. You lose nothing but the packaging and the markup that rides on it, and the markup on convenient sizes is one of the biggest in the shop. 5 minutes of decanting at the kitchen table and you have paid the bulk price for food that lives in your cupboard, looking exactly as tidy as the expensive version. And finally, number 1. The chest freezer is the loophole. Every single trick on this list, the yellow stickers, the meat box, the glut, the batch cook, the magic bags, the bulk staples, runs on one machine. A second-hand chest freezer costs £40 or £50 and uses a few pence of electricity a day, and it turns your kitchen into a bank. It lets you buy when food is cheapest and eat when it is dearest. It lets you sweep the reduced shelf without fear of waste, club together for the half a pig, and cook 15 dinners in one go. Without it, every bulk buy is a gamble against the clock. With it, the clock stops. Your grandmother stretched a shilling with a cold larder and an iron will. You can do it with a box in the garage. The freezer is not an appliance. It is the single most profitable thing you will ever buy for your kitchen. So there they are, 25 loopholes hiding in plain sight. Pick one this week, just one. Read the unit price, find your store's markdown hour, or fill a chest freezer. Then tell me in the comments which one you tried and how much it saved you, because I want to know if it is the meat box or the yellow stickers that wins. The supermarket spent millions teaching us to shop their way. Now you know the cracks in the system. Use them.